Few figures in history are as captivating as Napoleon Bonaparte. Born on the island of Corsica in 1769, Napoleon was a man of humble beginnings who rose to become an emperor. From an early age, he displayed a keen intellect and an insatiable ambition, which would mark his life with brilliance and controversy. From his meteoric rise to his dramatic fall, his story is one of triumph, tragedy, and the relentless pursuit of glory. In today's video, we'll explore the rise, the empire, and the fall of a legend. Born in 1769 on the Mediterranean island of Corsica, Napoleon was the second of 8 children in a modest family. His father, Carlo Bonaparte, managed to secure Napoleon a scholarship to a prestigious military school in France. Here, young Napoleon excelled in mathematics, history, and military strategy, subjects that would shape his destiny. At just 16 years old, he graduated and became a second lieutenant in the French artillery. But while his career began modestly, Napoleon's ambition knew no bounds. He quickly earned a reputation for his intelligence, discipline, and an unshakable belief in his own destiny. The French Revolution erupted in 1789, shaking the foundations of France's monarchy and society. Amid the chaos, Napoleon saw opportunity. He aligned himself with revolutionary ideals, though it was clear his true loyalty was to power and glory. In 1793, during the siege of Toulon, Napoleon demonstrated his military genius. He devised a strategy that led to a decisive victory, earning him a promotion to brigadier general at just 24 years old. This victory marked the beginning of his meteoric rise. By 1796, Napoleon was placed in command of the French army in Italy. His campaign there was nothing short of legendary. Against all odds, he defeated larger, better-equipped Austrian and Piedmontese forces through swift, decisive attacks and his uncanny ability to outmaneuver his enemies. Napoleon's victories weren't just military, they were psychological. He inspired his troops with fiery speeches, turning them into a force that believed in his vision of glory. These campaigns not only expanded France's influence but also cemented Napoleon's status as a national hero. Napoleon's strategic brilliance was evident in battles like Lodi, Arcole, and Rivoli, where his innovative tactics and rapid movements left his enemies bewildered and defeated. His ability to adapt to changing circumstances and exploit the weaknesses of his enemies showcased his genius as a military commander. In 1798, Napoleon turned his sights to Egypt, aiming to undermine British interests in the region. While the Egyptian campaign had mixed results, his fleet was destroyed by Admiral Nelson at the Battle of the Nile. Napoleon's time in Egypt added to his mystique. He brought scholars and scientists with him, leading to significant discoveries like the Rosetta Stone. By 1799, France was in turmoil. Napoleon seized the moment, orchestrating a coup and establishing himself as first consul. At just 30 years old, he was effectively the ruler of France. But this was only the beginning. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of the French in a lavish ceremony in Notre Dame Cathedral. By placing the crown on his own head, he sent a clear message. His power was not granted by God or the Pope, but by his own hand. Under Napoleon, France reached its zenith. He introduced sweeping reforms through the Napoleonic Code, which modernized legal systems and emphasized equality before the law, though it also reinforced his authoritarian rule. On the battlefield, Napoleon seemed unstoppable. His victory at Austerlitz in 1805, often called his greatest triumph, shattered the Third Coalition and established him as the master of Europe. His military genius lay in his ability to adapt, deceive, and strike with unparalleled precision. But Napoleon's ambition would prove to be his undoing. In 1812, he launched an invasion of Russia with over 600,000 troops, the largest army Europe had ever seen. His goal? To punish Russia for defying his continental system, which aimed to economically isolate Britain. Initially, Napoleon captured Moscow, but the city was set ablaze by the retreating Russians. With no supplies and winter closing in, his army faced starvation, frostbite, and relentless guerrilla attacks. By the time Napoleon retreated, only about 100,000 soldiers remained. It was a catastrophic blow to his empire. The Russian campaign shattered Napoleon's aura of invincibility. His enemies, emboldened, formed new coalitions. In 1813, at the Battle of Leipzig, also known as the Battle of Nations, Napoleon suffered a decisive defeat. The following year, Paris fell, and Napoleon was forced to abdicate. He was exiled to the island of Elba, but the story didn't end there. In 1815, Napoleon made a daring escape from Elba and returned to France, rallying the nation to his side. For 100 days, he reclaimed his throne, but his resurgence was short-lived. At the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon faced a coalition led by the Duke of Wellington. Despite his strategic brilliance, he was decisively defeated. This time, there would be no comeback. Napoleon was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, where he spent the remaining 6 years of his life. Napoleon died in 1821, but his legacy endures. His reforms shaped modern Europe, his military strategies are studied to this day, and his ambition serves as a cautionary tale about the limits of power. Was he a hero or a tyrant, a genius or a megalomaniac? The truth lies somewhere in between. Napoleon Bonaparte was, above all, a man of contradictions, a revolutionary who became an emperor, a conqueror who brought both destruction and progress. His life is a reminder of how ambition can shape history and of the fine line between greatness and hubris. What do you think of Napoleon Bonaparte? Was he the ultimate visionary or a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more captivating stories from history. This is ABZ signing off from How, where history comes alive, one incredible story at a time.